Good day and welcome to this preview of today's racing, the 5th of December. We're racing from the Vaal, and today is the race that they call the Grand Heritage. They're racing over 14, 17, 50. At the time of this video, I'm not sure where the racing is going ahead because I believe there was some rain around, and I don't know the going, so you're going to have to check that. I had a look at this card, and it's an extremely difficult card, I would think. And people, we're going to battle to find some winners. But if you can find them, you're probably standing in a payout queue laughing. Before I start reviewing the races, just a few things that I want to talk about. First of all, for the persons watching this video for the first time, outsider Genie makes a form analysis of the horse's form, and through that, we then give you outsider selections that you can add into your play, hoping to collect the higher dividend. We also run a subscription service where we give you detailed information regarding selections. We give you race by race selections. We give you a outright winner, the horse that we think will win the race. That can be at any price, and then we give you two outsider selections. We also provide you with value bets, best bets, and some of our best bets were as high as 7-1. So we don't give you best bets at 8 to 10. You can find that yourself. Our subscription is 500 Rand a month, but today being the 5th of December, and I would like to extend this special offer to you for today. If you subscribe today, before the off of the first race at the Vaal today, and that's 12:45, you can get subscriptions for December until the end of January. That means that would include the whole of the Cape season for 350 Rand. Please note the deadline is 12:45 to get your subscription, to get that special offer for 350 Rand. And then with that offer, I will also add on to you my two videos. The one is how to read the computer form, and the other one is as punt to win, and using the computer form to find outsiders, where I teach you how to look for outsiders. So that is that. Oh yes, last thing I forgot. I just wanted to mention that yesterday at Fairview, we again had a very good day. We had 6 winners out of 9 races. So if you add that up to the 8 races of Tuesday, that's 17 races. So out of 17 races, we gave you all 8 winners on Tuesday, plus another 6 yesterday. It's 14 winners that we've given you at Fairview in the last 2 race meetings. I don't think that's bad going. So let's start with the first race here at the Vaal. Let's have a look at the betting. Here's the betting. Number 1, Bella Black 4-1, Highborn Lady 11-2, Sabrina Fairchild 7-1, 7-1 Old Glow, 8-1 Rose Willow, 10-1 Meet the Captain, 10-1 Malvin, 11-1 Queen's Anne Lace, 20-1 Nyakazanka, and 25-1 and longer the rest. So let's have a look at the form here. Just for before I continue, I just wanted to also inform you people that I'll get some requests from people if I can't do more analysis of more horses per race. Other people want me to keep the video as short as possible. So what I did was to try and satisfy both sides. My first selection is always my outright selection. That is the selection that I think will win the race. Then I give you my 2 outsider selections in no particular order, and then I might touch on 2 or 3 other horses in the race, trying to keep this video around about half an hour. So my first selection, and this is not the thing that I often do, but my first selection today is number 14, Highborn Lady. This Highborn Lady by a Master of Fate out of Maikazi by Western Winter is extremely well bred. I see Michael Azzi has got Lyle Hewitson to ride for him. It's not often that he rides for him, so in my mind, Lyle Hewitson is on this horse because I think this horse has got a really good chance. This is not an extremely strong field, so if the horse has got any potential, the Highborn Lady can easily win here first time out. Then I also want to bring your attention to number 11, All Aglow, which is just as bred as well. And that goes through as one of my outsider selections. A Dynasty by Jetmaster Me. Man, you can't find better breeding like that. Gavin Arena, I'm sure that All Aglow can also be involved in the finish in this race. And then my other outsider selection is number 2, which is Sabrina Fairchild. Sabrina Fairchild last time ran over the 1600 meters, now back over the 1200 meters. And I think that shorter distance will suit her, so it can be evolved in a finish. Here we also have the favorite number 1, Bella Black, also in with a chance, a twice over filly by the Chic Mare. Took a while to find a feed. So I tried her over longer distances and then brought her back to the shorter distance, and she's run two more decent races over the short distance. Definitely in with a chance today. Then we move on to race number 2. Race number 2 is a maiden plate over 1200 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is as follows. Number 17, Spartan Warrior, 33 to 10. Variety 8 to 1. Race Alarm 9 to 1. 10 to 1. Successful Secret. Suited Contractor 10 to 1. Jetcat 14 to 1. Life Goes On 14 to 1. 16 to 1. And better the better the race. It's not often that you see they beat 33 to 10. And then 8 to 1 the field. I mean, I've seen them betting like 16 to 10, 8 to 1 the field, but 33 to 10 and then 8 to 1 the field. It doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know about pricing up, so I'm not going to go there. So let's have a look at the selections. Where my selection is number 17. Um, I can tell you guys today, you need to follow Cornet Speed's table. While I'm on the subject, Kunai Speech has got a number of runners, and you need to follow him because they are masters of preparing horses. I can tell you that. And now I'm going to say something very controversial again, and I hope I'm not getting in the hot water for that. But I will be extremely be aware of any of the cock horses today. Mr. De Cock's stable is not firing. I mean, he has let the punters down time and time again. His horse has been punted to favourite and then even doesn't run a place. I won't mention names. So, I mean, he's got the favourite for that main race over 14,750. I don't even rate the horse in that in my top 6. Um, but I'll discuss that when I get to the race. So here we have a captain of all by a Jetmaster mare. Wow, I think this is also extremely well bred. Yeah, it's difficult to believe that this horse jumped at 16 to 61. And I actually had 20 Rand on the horse that day. I should have taken 10 Rand each way, but I just had 20 Rand on the horse because of the breeding. And then the horse nearly won. I was screaming my head off for this horse to keep going. So 17 Spartan Warrior, my choice. And for outsider selections, we're going to go for number 1, which is successful for Secret. He's been running against, has had 2 seconds in the last 2 runs. And yeah, I think last time out he was beaten by a very good horse, Push Off, who is also running today again. But I also, again, I'm not fond of that horse today. And in my other outsider selection is number 16. I should have had a look at it while I was there. Number 16 is Race the Lantern. It's also with 1-1, a Willow Magic. But I think this number 16, Race the Lantern, can be the stiffest opposition to Spartan Warrior. And believe you me, I see they are drawn next to each other so that you can watch both of them. I think they're going to dominate the finish anyway for 16 and 17. So let's move on to race number 3, which is a Fillies a Mares 86 handicap, Class C, average merit rating 82. Let's have a look at the betting here. Also, one of those extremely difficult races. Sweet Future 4 to 1, Variana 5 to 1, Estelle 11 to 2, Glotoria 15 to 2, Persica 12 to 1, Milan's Express Princess 12 to 1, Stella Motor 13, Me Time 13, 14 to 1, and Better the rest. I just want to also have a look here at Impressive Duchess and Dubai Princess 18 to 1, respectively. So let's have a look at my choices. And I can tell you now, my choices is not very confident choices in this race because it's lots of horses that got chances. My first choice is number 2, Meet Time. Now, this horse has run against some very decent opposition in her time. And now, if you have a look here, Basadi Faith, Through to Life, Sing for Rafa, ran Sing for Rafa to 1.25. Miss Florida ran in the Alan Robertson time, spring break. And then there's always had a long break, more than over a year, and then came back. And didn't do so well, but it's improving slowly. And I think today can be a peak run. And this horse has got ability, definitely meet time, contender in this race. Then my other outsider selections is number 9, Impressive Duchess, another Swiss horse. And this horse also has been running against the best. She's running in a Z Division 82, but has been running in B divisions and has been running well. Although here and there she did fluff her lines, but all in all, I think Impressive Duchess can be a contender today in this race. My other outsider selection is number 11, Dubai Princess. I think this horse is gonna this 3-year-old filly today is gonna run a huge race. Also, a 3-year-old that has won a run against a medical flight. You know, War of Athena, Berenji Allenson Robinson, Love Bomb, where she was leading, only died. Anything goes. And last time behind Crystal Flower, also had an awkward start. So, but I think today can be involved in the mix. But in this race, there's so many horses with chances. Yes, Pacifica, also 16 runs, 4 wins. That's not bad going. Also in with a chance. Decant Lady a year ago won at 100 to 1 and then came a year later and won again at 66 to 1. Yeah, it's difficult to judge this horse. But, if you have a look at, even after the maiden, 8 links behind, 6 links behind, 5 links behind. That's not bad, and that form behind Prince Nicole is going to seem to be strong form. There are a number of horses who ran in that race. So all in all, race 3, a very open race. So let's move on to race number 4, merit rated 88 handicap over 1200 meters. Let's have a look at the betting class C. Average merit rating 82. Here again, a very open race. They're betting 11 to 2 the field. 11 to 2 Namaqualand, the contractor, 6 to 1. 6 to 1 Holy Man, Money Fighter, 6 to 1. Panama Kid, 7 to 1. Valtero, 11 to 1. Written in Stone, 11 to 1. Rock of Africa, 12 to 1. Savior, 12 to 1. And 14 to 1, and longer the rest. So here in race 4, my first selection is number 4. Another speech inmate, Valtero. This horse came last time out. I also then recommended was 40 to 1. It came flying at the end, running 23.1. But before that, also ran at 23.7. This horse loves to come from the back. And I see there has been a change in ownership in this horse since his last race. So that means people have confidence in this horse, and also drawn 15, which I think today can be a significant draw right on the outside. So my first choice, number 4, Valtero. My second choice is number 2, the Contracted, a 3-year-old colt by Time T, has been running well against some decent opposition. Um, and I think today Contracted last time ran against a horse called Eric the Red and also No Breeze. Now I think a little bit down in class. Eric the Red has won since again. And no breeze has been exported to Dubai to race there. So that makes, I think, the contractor definitely a contender in this field. In my other outsider selections, he's number 13, Xavier. Xavier today at 1 day at 9 to 1. I did recommend it as my value bet, duly won, and I think today will be running on again and be involved in the finish. Xavier, not to be left out, carrying a nice weight, 54. Dennis Schwartz on board, definitely in with a chance. There's so many horses of chances in this field. Written in Stone must have a chance as well. Even Carnali, if you go and have a look at the form of Carnali, also some strong form. Mount Pleasant, tempting fate, no breeze, catch 22. I don't know what happened here last time out, but I think you can ignore that run. So if you have looked at, even Carnali in this race has got a chance. The Makoland, uh, I don't know, there must be something seriously wrong with this horse because he debuted on October and then only ran again in June and January, and then he haven't ran again. So, but there have been some winners in both of these races, which he's that he's contended in. So maybe in with a chance. Rock Africa also ran a decent race last time behind Oscar Wilde. Money Fighter ran falling behind Thumbs Up after his maiden. So all in all, a difficult race. Yeah, not easy to find the winners. Then we go to race number 5, which is a merit rating 87 handicap for 3-year-olds. Class C, average merit rating 83. Here the betting is as follows. Number 2, give me the go ahead 15 to 10. Florida Keys 7 to 2. Purple Panther 11 to 2. After Hours 7 to 1. Bull Jazz 10 to 1. 10 to 1 for Everlight. 11 Queen Burmy. Foreign Field 18 to 1. And Tiger 22 to 1. So here in race number 5, my first selection is number 3, which is After Hours. After Hours has had only 7 runs of 2 wins, and I think this Bezin Colt can improve. Ran there behind Mark's Pride, which I think was a good run. Then beat Whipping Boy. Whipping Boy came out and won again, and then ran behind in a future B division behind Mammoose. And then last time out was running on behind Crown Garden over the 1200 meters. I do feel the 1400 meters will suit Kumalo on board. Definitely in a horse of a huge chance. In my outsider selections is number 6, which is Queen Bomi. Queen Bomi. Last time when it ran second there behind Kailash Champ, I did favour it that day as one of my value bets. And last time out behind, it says Miss Khalifa no finish, but I think Queen Bomi today will run a forward race again. And my other outsider selection is number 8, which is Forever Light. Also ran 2 nice seconds. All matches stable in form. This jockey is C. Abbott, Calvin Abbott. He keeps on riding the outsiders, and I think for Airway Light can also be involved in a finish. Here we have number 7, Florida Keys, who won his maiden and then ran in a nursery behind Mount Pleasant and never sighted, but now a little bit down in class, I would think can also improve to be a factor in this race. Yeah, there's lots of give me the go ahead. Here's the favorite, Muzieni on board. Muzieni is running well. Tree Tumbo, this horse ran second to Tree Tumbo. Tree Tumbo ran fifth or sixth in the Summer Cup or something like that. Yeah, last week. So that must enhance give me the go ahead's chances. Definitely in with a good chance to win this race. So then let's move on to race number 6. Race number 6 is World Sports somewhere 1,000 meters, 1,000 Class A, 93 average minute rating. Let's have a look at the betting. Not a very big field, but I think it's a field with quality. Here we have number 6, Anna Capri, 13 to 10, Green 7 to 2, Sweet Sensation 7 to 2, Captain Perisco 6 to 1, 17 to 2, Southeast, Marengo 18, and longer the rest. Here's a very interesting race, and here my first selection is number 6, Sweet Sensation. Sweet Sensation is only carrying 55 and a half, where Anna Capri is carrying 57. 2 kilogram will make a difference. And I always have a high regard for this horse, Sweet Sensation. And it's also my best bet of the day. I think this horse will be running on at the end. Ran 2 lengths behind Shalom Queen. And you can see the form behind Shalom Queen has already worked out 8 runners, 2 winners. And there behind the Static Green, 8 runners, 2 winners. And I think today what's going to happen here, Anna Capri is going to go like the clappers, as she always does, but will be run down by Sweet Sensation. And also, the speed stable will have alliance with Sing for Rafa, as this horse was beaten by Sing for Rafa, and surely they should know how this horse is in Sweet Sensation is in comparison to Sing for Rafa. In my outsider selections is number 1 and 2. Southeast, has been running well and can also be involved in the finish, as is Captain Marisco, also a constant horse, always there and thereabouts, not out of it either. So all in all, also a small race, a small field, but I think a lot of substance. Looking forward to this race. Here's Seven Greens, also a horse that was comprehensively beaten by Anna Capri and before, and then by Muleta. But also, I would think not without a chance, Paul Peter Stable, Warren Kennedy on board. Then we get to the big one, the VBS World Sports Betting Grand Heritage, over 14, 17, 50, Class B 88. Let's have a look at the betting. And here a big bet 4 to 1 the field. 4 to 1 has got Oscar Wilde, Express of the USA 9 to 2, Rougeleur 11 to 2, Early 15 to 2, What You Are 8 to 1, Spanish Boy 16 to 1, Golden Penzance 18 to 1, Navarre 18 to 1, Starley 18 to 1, Fulmus 20 to 1, Dandelight 20 to 1, Diorama 20 to 1, Vin Chatten 20 to 1, Stop for Nothing 43 to 1, Elusive Swan 40 to 1, True Words 40 to 1, Street Flyer 40 to 1. And I can tell you, you can make a case for each of those 17 horses. So let's go down here. I'm going to go for a lightweight today at 40 to 1. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. And my selection for this race is True Words. Now, True Words is already a 9-time winner. He's had wins all over the place. And he's extremely fast out of the gates. Now, you'll see over 1600 meters, he always fades. Now, today he's running over the 14, 17, 50. And I think this is going to be to this horse lightning. You can be sure that when those gates open, this horse is going to be gone. And he's going to say, catch me if you can, guys. And I'm not sure about it going, but it might be that I've seen in the last meeting at Tilfontein the other day, the front runners weren't stopping. And I don't know if it's going to be the same in the Vaal today. But if that's the case, if you're going to be running on from behind, you're going to battle. Now, and I'm sure True Words is definitely going to be the leader of this race come the first 800 meters, and he's going to try and hold on. So at 300 meters, 40 to 1, you can't take a small each way on it. I mean, it's not a definite, but I think we're 52 on his back. If you have a look what this horse has been carrying, 60, 64, 60, 60, 60, 58, he's going to feel like there's no jockey on board. Then my other outsider selection is number 16, Stop for Nothing. This horse also likes the Vaal course. And yeah, he always runs on well from behind. And also a horse, I think with the 52 on board today, can be a factor. But then again, as I said, there's so many horses with chances. Another horse that I want to have a look at is number 6, Dan the Lad. Now, if you look at this horse, distance, 4 runs, 2 win and a third. Course and distance, 3 runs, 2 wins. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I think 2 years ago, this race was also postponed, and eventually they ran it at Turfontein, and then Dan the Lad won the race. And then there was a match right behind Dan the Lad in another horse, I can't remember the name, and Dan the Lad also won that. So I think Dan the Lad today in with a very huge chance. Musieni on board. But as I said, there's so many horses you can make. Golden Peasant, you can make a case out for him. Has also been running well. Whirly is in form. Whirly on a hat trick. One of my favorite horses. I've tipped this horse, and every time I tip him, he wins. I mean, I've tipped him now 3 times. Thereby Putin's promises that day was 33 to 1 at one stage. I tipped him. Then I tipped him to beat Leon Survivor. And then I tipped him to beat Crank It Up. So one of my favorite horses, Whirly. Yeah, definitely. Then also we have this horse from the Cox Stable, Oscar Wilde. Also here's number 9, What You Are. Also in with chance. Pierce Stradum on board. Has also been running against some useful opposition in the past. So as I said, here's Oscar Wilde, Dynasty by Western Wintermere. This horse ran in 81 the other day, he won. Now, all of a sudden, he's the world's next best horse. Yeah, I don't know how people I might have some egg on my face, but yeah, I don't think this horse will win today. I won't say I'm sure of it, but I don't think the horse will win today. So let's have a look at the next race, which is the consolation. Uh, Same distance, Class B, 86. Let's have a look at the betting race 8. Here we have Rock the Globe 33 to 10, Dark Tide 33 to 10, Push Up 15 to 4, Pure State 6 to 1, Virtuosa 17 to 2, Sheer Talent 17 to 2, Kaila's Champ 10 to 1, Give Me Hope 16 to 1, In the Game 25 to 1, Fitzwilliam 33 to 1. Now here my first selection is number 3, Kaila's Champ. Kaila's Champ has been running well. Last time out ran against some good horses, Copper Mountain and War of Athena. But before that, ran well at the Vaal, Muzieni on board. And I think Kaila's Champ has a huge chance to go in today again. Then also in with chance is number 1, Pure State. He's had some decent runs in the Cape, but came back and struggling to find form. But I think can be included in the placings. I do think Rock the Globe today with Kaila's Champ will be the two horses to beat into this race. Lyle Hewitson on the probably on the stable leg. I think Rock the Globe also today can be involved in a finish. I think would appreciate the distance. And then my other outsider selection is number 6, which is Sheer Talent. I think Sheer Talent, looking at the breeding, has been running on all of his races and can definitely also run on, also from the poor matched stable, can he be involved. So all in all, also a bit of an open race here. Dark Tide, also in with a chance, has been running well. If Oscar Wilde wins the previous race, then that will enhance um, Dark Tide's chances. So yes, Push Off also was that won in second rate easily, but against a very weak opposition. So let us move to the last race, where we have a maiden plate over 1600 meters, and the betting as follows. Number 9, Making a Scene 17 to 10, 7 to Loving the Victory. Where's the Girls 8 to 1, Lupia's Magic 10 to 1, Electric Boots 12 to 1, and 12 to 1 You Deserve It, 14 to 1 along with the rest. Now also here is a few horses with chances, but I think Making a Scene run on well last time. I was hoping for this, waiting for this horse to improve, did run well. Sean Terry, Lyle Hewitson, it looks like they can also have a good day today. But I think Electric Boots, not to be left out, can also improve. Has run some decent races, and but the last two need to improve. But as this is a weak field, can be involved. And then also, where is the Gulfia Stratum? You know, there was one stage if you're in the shit in trouble in the last race, you back Pierre Stratum. So here we have where is the gold. Also have improving slowly, can be involved. All in all, there is a few horses of chances, but I think number 1, 2, and 3 would be the horses to be looked at in this race. So I hope I could point you in the right direction today and give you a few winners. But I just wanted to say today is going to be difficult. Not a day to put your house on anything. Maybe go small and take it easy. But hopefully, if you do punt, you can find a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.